What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Switchback behind me, and we just got back from the MOORE Expo up in Springfield, Missouri. And man, it was a long trip up there, but it was so worth it. We have a big winter storm moving through the central part of the United States, especially in North Little Rock where I live, and so my parents didn't want me sticking around, so I was on the road for about 19 hours within 3 days of each other, and that was a lot of driving, but MOORE was so worth it, and I'm happy that we went. So we just got back from MOORE, and I actually stayed in Missouri last night, but all the roads were salted, so that meant my Jeep was covered in salt. And if you have a vehicle up north where there's always snow, you know that salt causes rust issues and stuff like that. So my first order of business when I got back was to take it to a self-do car wash and just see what I could pressure wash off. You're gonna see that in the next clip, but I started here. I'm doing my intro video here because the car wash had a bunch of people at it, and I really didn't get enough good film quality that I really wanted to get, but I was able to film just washing it, and I'll kind of explain what I wanted to in the actual videos there. But as you can see, it's now clean. I mean, it's not a $100 detail wash and, you know, every little fine brush crack and crevice, but I just went around with a self-do on the undercarriage especially, and I'll typically do this after every trip anyway, especially when we go in the Ozarks for mud and whatnot, because, you know, my engine bay, I've had to almost retape most of the wiring harness because that mud just gets around the protective stuff and will just kind of ruin it. So I went ahead and did that, but yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll kind of explain what I'm doing, why I'm doing it that certain way, I guess. But I'm just looking for stuff to put out at this point. There's nothing to do. There's no wheeling available here in Mobile. So hope you guys enjoy this video and stay tuned. So I'm going to start off at the back of the vehicle here. I'm washing the top because that is where a lot of the road salt gets sprayed up onto, like on the back glass and whatnot. And then as that water drips down, I'll slowly move to the undercarriage. Right now I'm getting the wheel well as well as in the tire. Now I'm moving to the back around the spare tire, and then I'll make my way down to the rear axle. I'm not spending too much time on any certain area. I'm just making sure that I'm getting a lot of the surface salt off. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just don't want that to rust through your frame. I do spend a little bit more time on these front wheel wells, and especially on this side, as I've had some transmission coolant leaking down onto my exhaust. I cleaned that side up a little bit more, and there was a little bit on the inner fender as well. I also tend to do the front fenders a little more because that's where a lot of the mud gets flung up from the tires being steered back and forth.
You also want to get in between your grill, especially if you've been stupid out in the Ozarks like I do, because you will get a little bit of mud in your radiator and whatnot. But just spray it out really good and you'll be good to go. I make sure I get my steering tie rod and drag link and all that sprayed off really good, because if you get thick clay on that, it will make your steering feel a little bit heavier and can knock your tires out of balance a little bit, but once you wash it off they go back to normal. So what you're doing here is you're just going to go through and pick the cheapest wash available. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. If your Jeep's all scratched up like mine, you don't really care if it looks 100% and all shiny and waxed up. You just want to get that surface dust, mud, and all that road grime off. And basic washes typically do that. It'll cost you about $5.
Alrighty guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. It's probably a really short one. I don't know how long those video clips were at the car wash, but we weren't there for too long. I just got a basic wash afterward. Just that's all you need. Get the undercarriage really good, get all that mud, sand, you know, stuff that's going to ruin those components. Get that out of there, and then just run it through a little $5 car wash, and that's what I did. It's not spotless, but it's never going to be spotless again, especially with all the pinstripes on the side. So I don't really care. But like I said, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have any video suggestions for me to do while I'm down here at college, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and we'll catch you next time. See ya!